Hey guys, welcome back to a new episode of Chikku Study Corner. So today we'll be doing with the chapter of chemistry, class 10 CBSE, that is metals and non-metals. So what is metals? And we'll be learning about metals and we'll be playing with metals and non-metals. First, when you get an object in your hands, whether it be a metal, a non-metal or something else, whatever an object in your hand, what can you see? You can see its physical properties. So first we'll start with metals, their physical properties, chemical properties and their reactions with all the other oxides, etc. So first, the physical property starts from this. It's quite hard, so hardness. It is actually very hard except for lithium, potassium and sodium. And then ductility. Ductility is the phenomenon, or it's the property by which you can draw metals into thin sheets. Example, you have seen copper wires, silver wires, etc. inside the wires or inside the electrical appliances, that is copper wires or silver wires. That is because of the property of ductility. And then what is malleability? Malleability is the ability, or it is the property by which a metal can be hit or made into thin sheets. Have you seen foil papers which you get your Swiggy foods wrapped around? That is what? It's because of the malleability of metals. Now we know what malleability, ductility and all is. And if you get a metal and if you knock it, you will obviously hear noise. That is because of the property of sonorous. Metals are sonorous. When you hit something or when you hit metals, you can hear sound. And then next we have the melting points and boiling points. So it's got high melting and boiling point. It's always hard, and it's what is the state in room, or what is its state in room temperature. That is, most of them are solids. There are some exceptional cases. We'll discuss the exceptional cases also. Then we have the density. Metals are usually having high density, and then the metals that are not solids in room temperature are sodium, potassium, mercury, gallium, cesium, etc. So these are the metals that are not solids in room temperature. So what are the exceptional cases? We have got many exceptional cases for metals. So first one, where you can see we usually say that metals are hard, whereas non-metals are very brittle or very weak. You can actually break it. So you can break it as non-metals are brittle. But the hardest mineral or hardest material available on earth is diamond. Whereas diamond is it's an allotrope of carbon, which is a non-metal. So that is the hardest substance. Whereas there are many metals which are having very low density, etc. Then mercury is an exception because it's liquid in room temperature, whereas gallium is also an exception. Sodium, potassium and lithium can be cut with knife. They are also less dense. So that is all about the physical properties and their exceptional cases. So we will see about the chemical properties. What do you mean by chemical properties? That is, if there's a change in the chemical or the chemical structure of an object, there we say there's a chemical change. So first we begin with chemical changes and the reaction of metals with oxygen. Reaction of metal with oxygen, that gives metal oxides. So for example, let's take sodium plus oxygen gives sodium oxide, that is Na plus O2 gives NaO. So you have to balance it. How many of you know how to balance an equation? You have to see the reactant and the product side. That is very important because the number of atoms or number of elements in the reactant side should be equal to the number of elements in the product side. So how can we balance this one? So 4 sodium atoms plus O2 gives 2 NaO, 2 sodium oxides. So now we know what are more. That is the first example. Secondly, magnesium plus oxygen. Magnesium plus oxygen gives you magnesium oxides. So that is the first chemical property, and that is metals reacting with oxygen, that gives metal oxides. Secondly, we learn with the reaction of water. So I told you this is a metal. So let's see. This is sweat. Now, if you keep this in the atmosphere, or when you keep it in contact with oxygen, water, moisture, etc., you can see the formation of some coating around it. So the first one which we know, the common one, is rust. We all know rust is because of the action of water and oxygen in a metal, or it's in iron. So first one that we have to learn is sodium plus water. So sodium plus water gives NaOH plus H2. So what is the syntax of this reaction? So the syntax of this reaction is metal plus oxygen gives metal oxides plus hydrogen. And if these metal oxides are dissolved in water, or if these metal oxides can be dissolved in water, they form metal hydroxides. Then, so what is an example? What is the best example that you can give? I told you that Na plus 2H2O gives 2NaOH plus H2. And another example is Mg plus H2O on boiled water. What is this boiled water? They are catalysts. So when you use it in boiling water, it changes to MgO plus H2. So we've learned about the second chemical property also. So what's the third chemical property? Metals or metal oxides are usually usually acidic in nature. Metal oxides are acidic in nature. And then we know metal oxides, first metal oxide we learn in the first reaction, and the second one we learn in the second, and the third one is the reaction with dilute acids. So metal plus dilute acid gives salt plus hydrogen. So metals, that is we have learned acid plus base gives salt plus water. The same way salt plus hydrogen, that is what we get over here. It's similar to neutralization reaction. Just think of it. It's just a shortcut. Just you think metal plus dilute acid gives metal oxide plus hydrogen. And then an example is 2 sodium plus 2 HCl gives 2 NaCl plus H2. 2 Na plus 2 HCl gives 2 NaCl plus H2. That is our, that is the example, and the syntax is metal plus dilute acid gives salt plus hydrogen. Now we have come to the last chemical property. The last chemical property that we are going to learn in this 10th grade is reaction with salt solution. So that is a more reactive metal or a more reactive element displaces a lesser reactive one. So more reactive element plus salt gives less reactive metal plus salt. So we an example, that is Fe, iron plus copper sulfate, CuSO4, that is aqueous copper sulfate, gives Cu plus FeSO4, that is copper plus ferrous sulfate, that is also aqueous solution. So we come to the end of what the chemical properties of metals are. Now we have to learn, we have something called a reactivity table or reactivity series. So what is a reactivity series? That is according to the how high or how low the reacting or the reactivity of a metal is in respect to the metals, or in respect to the speeds are. So first thing, there's a shortcut, there's a mnemonic to learn this thing. So first one is, I'll tell you, this is there in the description below also, PSC. In India we have an exam, no, PSC. So PSC and muscle. So we'll turn muscle to MAZIL. That matches, you read it as muscle itself, no? So PSC MAZIL. Then comes a special character, that is Harry Potter. Harry Potter stays over there itself. Then Harry Potter. Then we have then who is the next? Yeah. Then we have CM. the CM, that is the Chief Minister. Chief Minister, and it can be Sonia Gandhi, next one, and then P. And we learn about all these. What is the S? What is P? What is C? All of that. So I told you PSC. P stands for potassium. C stands for sodium. C stands for calcium. So PSC. You can just remember it somehow, no? Muzzle. MAZIN. M stands for magnesium, A stands for aluminium, Z stands for zinc, I stands for iron, L stands for lead. So we learned PSC, MAZIL. Now H are Harry Potter. Harry Potter is hydrogen. It's a main character. Then we have Chief Minister, that is copper and mercury. Then we have Sonia Gandhi, that is silver, gold. And then the last one, the P, that is platinum. So we've learned all of those. We learned that in a series. So I would put that mnemonics as well as the normal reactivity series in the description below. And there's a fun part in this thing, or there's an advantage for you people. I've already prepared a mind map for you guys, and the link will be there in the description below. So please check out my description. And then we have learned about what metals react and how the reacting of metals are. So we've come to the end of this session. We'll see you in my next video. So stay tuned and do not forget to subscribe, like and hit the notification small bell button, and also share, comment on my video if there's any suggestion. Feel free to let me know about it. So see you all. Bye bye.